Well, not everyone, but 4 humanoids. And you see, it's all 100%. You see, 99% chance to hit. Hello guys and welcome. Today we're gonna be starting a new series in which we're gonna be talking about builds for every class in the game for honor mode. This is what I believe is the best builds or the most fun builds at the current patch, which is patch 5. And of course we're gonna be talking about honor mode. You can try this build in Tactician as well, but in Tactician there's a lot more stuff you can exploit. So let's get straight to it. And yeah, the first build is gonna be the crowd control Bard. So let's go through the build really fast. There's 2 alternative options to this build. You're either gonna be going for 3 levels of Sorcerer to get those 3 levels of Quicken Meta Magic and Infinite Sorcery points from level 2. You're gonna be going 6 levels of Bard to get the extra attack and Edge of Swords maneuvers. And then you can go for either a Wizard level or a Sorcerer level. The Wizard level will allow you to learn Hold Person, whereas the Sorcerer level will allow you to get an extra feat. So that's really up to you. And then 2 levels of Fighter to get Action Surge. You can choose to forego this and go for the Sorcerer level and maybe another level in Bard, depends on how you want to play. But yeah, it's really important that you have the core of the build, which is 6 levels of Bard and 2 levels of Sorcerer minimum. For the early game, before you can start with this build, you should be 6 Bard and then take a level in Wizard before you can respec. So if you want to know how to make infinite sorcery points, I'll link the video right here that I talked about. I'll link the video to the end of this video so you can watch how to make infinite sorcery points. But yeah, this is not something we're going to be focusing on. As you can see, I've already made it. It works in honor mode and there's a lot of ways you can do it. I did cover them in my video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps 2 levels of Sorcerer. The stats, you should put 17 points in Charisma, 16 points in Constitution and 14 in Dexterity. You can alternate between Dexterity and Constitution. I'm going for 14 and then I'm probably going to wear the gloves of Dexterity later on to counteract my low Dexterity, and then you can put those points whenever you want. I have them on Wisdom right now, but you can put them wherever you want. So let's... Okay, for level 3, just get Quicken Spell. This is really useful. Or you can also get Heightened. Hold Person is a really good option. If you don't have it as a Bard, you should pick it as a Sorcerer. Hold Person is one of the most important spells in this build. So then you get 6 levels of Bard and you have to go for College of Swords. At level 3 you get College of Swords so that you can get the maneuver which is called Slashing Flourish, which will allow you to attack up to 2 enemies at once. This is going to be really important later on. Fighting style, it doesn't really matter. I'd probably pick 2-weapon fighting in case you want to go for double crossbows. And you want to focus on getting enchantment spells with your Sorcerer or Bard spells. So we will pick the Alert feat, but the Alert feat is really important, and this is because your character does so much work if he goes first. But yeah, you can also go for the ability scoring improvement on Charisma. And then you get 2 levels of Fighter to get the Action Surge. I would go for Archery Fighting Style, this is really important. Or you can also go Defense, I guess. But Archery Fighting Style is going to be really good because it's going to help you land your attacks more often. For Mindflayer abilities, I recommend getting Call the Weak. You don't really need much of the rest. I would get Luck of the Far Realms and probably Psionic Dominance for the counterspell, for the free counterspell. Definitely Luck of the Far Realms if you ever want to crit. But yeah, you don't really need anything out of this. But yeah, it's really up to you on how you want to play the character. Once you make infinite sorcery points, what you should be doing before you head out is make a lot of level 5 spell slots. As you can see, we have 1300 sorcery points and we're using them to make a bunch of level 5 spell slots. We're going to be using those to cast our spells. The butter of this build is these 2 items, Helmet of Arcane Acuity and the band of the Mystic Scoundrel ring. These two combined with how this build works can make it very unlikely for your enemies to succeed on their saving throws against your enchantment spells. I would recommend putting the 16 onto intelligence and getting the level in wizard and having 2 less charisma. It is worth it to be able to have hold monster and dominate person. For companions, I definitely recommend getting Gale so that you don't have to use the Amulet of Greater Health on this character, because you need to focus on the concentration if you are playing Gale and you go along and erase the Forbidden Sigil in Balthazar's room in Act 2. Otherwise, just use Amulet of Greater Health. It's also going to be useful. Then the other items, let's just quickly talk about them. I'm going for Ring of Mental Inhibition because this will make it very unlikely for your enemies to ever get out of the binding that you put them. It's still going to be very unlikely, but this secures it 100%, like they're never getting out. I like the Nymph Cloak for the Dominate Person effect. I really like the Flame Enameled Armor because it gives you initiative and saving throws and fire resistance. So this is great, and it's a good armor class armor. I wear the Gloves of Dexterity because I dumped my Dexterity to put it on Wisdom, but you should put it on Intelligence and go for a level in Wizard instead of a 4th level in Sorcerer. But again, if you want the feat, if you don't want to think too much, you can also go this way. And for boots, I haven't found anything really useful, so I went for Evasive Shoes because they give you that buff to armor class. Now, for shields, I got the Sentinel Shield because this gives you a +3 bonus to your initiative rolls. So right now we have +10 to our initiative rolls, so we're always going first. It doesn't matter what the enemy can do. And I just wore something that any weapon that gives you crit damage works there. And I'm equipped the Deadshot, but you could also go for Dual Crossbows. Dual Crossbows also works with our build because we have the dual fighting style. However, we are almost never going to be using our bonus action to do a second shot. So this is why I did what I did. Let's go try this build out. If you can prepare for combat, what I would do is I would definitely drink. Battle Mage Power is a really good potion to get. You don't have to though. You could also go for Elixir of Bloodlust to get that extra action whenever you get a kill. And yeah, anything works that boosts your resistances as well. It's not a necessity though. So let's get this. You can also drink a potion of haste if you really want to, but you don't have to again. So what would your turn look like? So you have your action surge, which gives you your extra action. All right, so let's go through one of the turns. There's 2 effective combos. We always go first because of our build. There's 2 combos. One is where you use the Arrow of Many Targets to get a bunch of stacks at the same time. So that would look something like that. You can see we got all our stacks in just one turn, so we didn't even need the action surge at this point. And the other way to do it is to get this Arcana Acuity charges is to use our Slashing Flourish. And we can target the same target twice. Sure, why not? You see, we can't go above 10 stacks, but this means that our saving throw is going to be 10 DC. And we can now do a Dominate Person with 100% accuracy, as you can see. This is not a humanoid, so we cannot dominate that. Or we can also do a level 5 Hold Person and target everyone. Well, not everyone, but 4 humanoids. And you see, it's all 100%. You see, 99% chance to hit. Or another Slashing Flourish. So yeah, this is the build. It's not very complicated, but you have infinite resources, so you can spam this combo as long as you want. But I mean, you do run out of Bardic Inspiration, and you need to short rest for those. But you can you can recruit bards to do Song of Rest if you don't want to long rest, or you can just use Arrow of Many Targets, or you can just do normal attacks. I do recommend the Arrow of Many Targets. It's really, really useful. So this is the build. Again, if we had a wizard level now, what is important? You can only have one concentration spell. So either go for hold person or hold monster or dominate person. Those are the three go-to options. I guess you could go for confusion, you could go for crown of madness, you could go for dominate, for dissonant whispers, Tasha serious laughter, hypnotic pattern is also good. But again, enchantment and illusion spells are the only spells you can cast as a bonus action in that way. Alternatively, since you are a sorcerer and you have quickened meta magic, you can also do any other spell that you want with that bonus action. And yes, a fireball would be, again, 100% chance to land if you want to go for the damage route. However, I think this build excels really good because of the 100% chance to stun the enemies. It's been out for a while, but this is my optimal scenario for it. Again, having those extra actions can be really useful when you stun someone and you want to get those crit attacks, or if you miss an attack. So that's it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm, especially if you comment if you like the video. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which it should be in a couple of days. And we're going to be covering a sorcerer next. Let me know in the comments what type of sorcerer you think I'm gonna make next. See you around, guys.